A beautiful morning to you, and thank you for joining me on today's ride. This is Saturday Show Live, and as usual, it is where we'll discuss and dissect burning issues as it affects us as a society. My name is Isioma Joseph Osuji, and I'm your host today. Well, to begin this program proper, let's start with our newspaper review. And to do that with me, I have a seasoned journalist in Delta State. He is none other than Comrade Andy Emefia. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me today.
Good morning, viewer. Happy rainy weekend.
Yes. All right, so Uncle Andy, let's begin today. Let's start from home. They say charity begins at home. So I'm going to start today's newspaper review with the Pointer. And here I have a bold headline. It says, ASUU strike. Incessant strikes as unresolved grievances threatens education in Nigeria. ASUU strike.
ASUU strike.
Again.
NLC strike. Strike everywhere. What's the genesis of this again? It's still unresolved issues.
Issues. But these issues, are they too hard or too big for the government to resolve? Do you think ASUU is asking for the unusual?
As the songwriter would say, if you ask me now, who I will ask? The issues are very clear. Anybody who is being a staff, the Bible says the laborer deserves his wages.
Okay.
There are clear-cut amounts to be paid for teachers. So over the years, the government has just been paying lip service, so to speak. It's not as if the funds are not there, but you know, you know the problem that we have in the polity. Inability to meet up with demands of labor. Okay. But it's labor's demands, are they usually too big, too bogus for the government to meet? That's my challenge. Is it that they are asking for the head of John the Baptist on a platter? Or something. It is not even a case of asking for the head of John the Baptist or Oliver Twist.
Because that was even given.
The issues are clear. There are payments that are due every sector. The teachers, they know what they need to get education going. It's not even about their salaries. They are also asking for a conducive working environment. And that is germane. No research funding, nothing is going on in the universities. Just take your salary and go. Teachers don't work that way. Look at what just happened about the NLC strike. NLC demand and the 70,000 that at last Mr. President...
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we will go there because that is still part of this continuous charade that we
But NLC
ourselves.
won't be going on strike.
No.
They've agreed.
That is left for them. But for what we are saying, this one is ASUU. It is, since I was in the university, ASUU has been going on strike.
Strike.
And what is the problem? Why can't this strike be curtailed? Is it that the government, I think they are just playing lip service. They know that all these trade unions will only back but cannot bite.
Okay. Now, talking about backing and not biting, do you think there are other ways they can get their demands met other than strike? Because this incessant strike, to me, I feel it's already affecting the educational sector. Are there other things they can do that maybe will be more productive than strike?
What else other than to go to the dialogue table? They say it is better to judge than to war.
Okay.
Labour will go and say, let us discuss this. The federal government will back out at the end of the day. They will tell you they will implement and it will be back to business, the basics. Nothing is done after all the approvals. So that's the issue.
Okay, we just hope that they do not go on strike this time again. Let's hope that they go to the table as you have advised and dialogue and meet at a reasonable point. Okay, still on the Pointer newspaper, we have a small headline here. It says, wife hacks husband to death with axe. I mean, what could have... do they need to ban marriages now, or should people start writing on the taking
Probably
that as I marry you, I won't kill you, because these things are becoming too much?
Very interesting. Probably you would have read it. What led to that?
No matter, is there any offense that could lead to taking one's life?
It's becoming
too much.
Something that the government or even non-governmental agencies, the church, anybody who calls themselves morally upright should be asking. I remember my parents, my father told me that it was a recommendation. Somebody just said there's one lady in that family that is very good, that is this and that. And they brought my mother to him. For over 60 years, they have been living peacefully.
Now your mother didn't ask.
A recommended wife. But these days, we meet our girlfriends or our so-called wives to be or husbands to be on the spur of infatuation. And when the level that they are used to living is no more there, it becomes a problem. But for this case, I don't know what led to it.
So you are saying that the economic situation could also lead to a lot of domestic violence? Or that is even leading to death?
The tendency, of course, that is why you can separate the boys from the men in this issue. If a woman wants to marry a man for the sake of what he has,
okay,
what are the clauses in the marriage vows? They say for better, for worse, for richer, for poor. But many of our children these days, they don't really know what they are getting into. They just marry on the spur of the moment. I just love this. I love the way she's packaged. I love the way he's so handsome, he's dashing, he has gap tooth, and so on and so forth. When it comes to the basic, to the nitty-gritty of reality, when there's no food on the table, that's when you will know who is John, who is the Baptist.
It's well. Please, no offense is too great to take one's life. Instead, just walk away. Walk away. All right, let's move on now. Let's go to the Saturday Vanguard. And here we have a bold headline. It says, palliatives. Nigerians are saying this to Tinubu, the president. Palliatives not solution to food shortage. Palliatives not solution to food shortage. Do you agree?
Teach a man how to what?
Fish.
Don't give him fish. Palliatives are just short-term measures. Okay. It will not solve any problem. It's just like throwing water or throwing something in the... It's just going to affect only a few people.
Okay.
And we have gotten instances where these palliatives are
don't even get to...
by the people who are supposed to be the ones distributing
it.
And it's a very sad commentary. I think the issue of palliatives is something that the government should just scrap entirely and just go headlong into how to ameliorate the challenges we are facing at the food security level.
Okay, still on that headline, Nigerians are urging federal government to declare an emergency in food security. They should also tackle insecurity caused by headers and initiate a national food production policy. Yeah, well, we're sure that maybe it will solve.
It's a tall order. But before I came, I was watching a program on NTA about, somebody was talking about trying to have a little garden. In your own house, no matter the space. They even say they are using
flower
pots or whatever. First of all, you should try and see how your vegetables, you can get them. You can see okra and all those little things that grow. This is the season of corn.
Yes.
Plant one or two. Before you wake up, you may see a miracle. But for the issue that is being raised here, we have left totally the issue on ground. This dependence on crude oil has caused a lot of harm. A lot of countries were coming to Nigeria to come and even take our soil, for crying out loud, to their countries. What happened to all these? We have cocoa, we have the palm oil, palm kernel, rubber, and all that. So we should go back to the basics. Agriculture is it, not crude oil.
All right. There we see Dangote saying if we knew the magnitude of what we're going into, we would have probably not gone. It's like swimming. That's talking about Dangote and this crude oil refinery issues. That is on page 16 of the Saturday Vanguard. You can read that to know what the true picture of what he's talking about. That one is a discussion, a full discussion of for another day. So now moving on because of time, let's quickly look at the Guardian. The Guardian, we have a headline here saying that crime rate is reducing. That is Inspector General of Police boasting that crime rate is reducing. Do you agree? Do we have the same situation?
I don't know where the IGP is getting his statistics from.
Okay.
I am very sure that a lot of people will laugh at this comment because you can say crime rate. Where did he get that statistic? Did he say it's all over the country? Is he not aware of the farmers' herders clashes? Is he not aware of kidnapping?
No, he's not saying it has ended. He said it's reducing.
It's reducing.
It's reducing.
Okay, maybe because we are alive this morning.
So it's reducing in your area.
In theory, yes, but I should wonder where he got his statistics.
All right. Very quickly, let's take one more headline, and that will be all for today. This other headline is saying Abuja court stops INEC from releasing voters' register for Rivers local government election. Is that a good action, or will it not breed more violence?
The courts
in Abuja.
We don't understand what is happening to our judiciary. The judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man.
Yes.
But we don't know whether the modeling up. Does Abuja have jurisdiction over what is happening in Rivers State? What happened in Rivers State should be handled by the courts
in Rivers State.
Not so, I don't know. Maybe they have their reasons. Somebody will still go on and appeal it.
We just hope that it doesn't bring more chaos. We pray that River State crisis will be resolved very, very soon. And so that wraps it up on this segment of the newspaper review, and I've been having a robust discussion with Comrade Andy Emefia, a journalist, a seasoned one at that. Thank you so much, Uncle Andy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
God
you.
Bless us.
Thank you. All right, moving on. This, in case you're just joining us, this is still Saturday Show Live, and we just finished the newspaper review, but don't worry, we have more for you today. Just don't touch the dial as we go on this short break. And after that, we will be taking congratulatory messages from Deltans as they congratulate the newly sworn in local government chairman and their vices. So, don't touch that dial. The program continues after that.
Yes, Jerry Hiwario, this is Dr. Mrs. Amaka Igboro. Say congratulations, I love you, and I know I am sure what you are going to do because you are the capacity.
I want to seize this rare and privileged opportunity to congratulate all the elected council chairmen and their vice who have just been inaugurated today in Asaba. Congratulations to you all, and I wish you Godspeed.
Congratulate all of them for the victory, and we hope that they will promote the democracy by providing the needful for.
Say congratulations to the newly elected council chairman, especially that of Sapele local government, Honorable Bright Afure Abeke. He has worked and fought very hard.
To all the local government chairmen that were elected, thank you and God bless you.
Let the local government chairman, the newly elected and sworn in governor, chairman and their vice chairman. I pray that God will protect them to do their work well.
Being the third tier of government that is domesticated at the grassroots level, outside the state and federal governments, local governments are established to ensure effective governance at the local level. Local autonomy can be defined as the extent to which local governments have discretion in carrying out their obligations. Now the Supreme Court has granted autonomy to local government chairmen, what then is expected of them?
Well, I expect equity in the local government autonomy so that every citizen should benefit from it. Every citizen should benefit one by one.
Since they will be operating on their own, I believe that whatever thing they are generating as income for the environment or the local government should be used judiciously to develop the community.
Well, my view and my expectation for the local government chairman should be development in the rural area. The power has been shifted from the state government to the rural area, and we expect that some of these rural areas are more like underdeveloped. There are no good roads, there are no good water, there are no good, proper electricity.
Before the giving of this local government autonomy, many
to the issue at hand. On July 11th, 2024, saw the Supreme Court affirming the financial autonomy of Nigeria's 774 local government, which simply means that local government will now receive their monthly allocations directly from the Accountant General of the Federation. Today on the program, we will be looking at the pros and cons of this judgment. And to do that with me, I have an amazing gentleman in the studio who will be dissecting today's topic with me. On my right, I have with me the Vice Chairman South of the Labour Party. He is Chief Tony Ezeagu. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me. Viewers, good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, and on my far right, I also have with me another gentleman. He is the Dean of Students Affairs, Delta State University, Dennis Osadebe University. He is Dr. Lucky Enakiri.
Thank you very much. Yes, you got it right this time. Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning, sir. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for spending your Saturday with us. All right, you can also be a part of this program via our social media handles. It is NTA Live on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, you can send in your comments there, send in your contributions, and we'll take it together as we move along. And you can also catch other episodes of this program on our social media handle. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Okay, and to give us an idea, or to really take us further into what we're talking about, let's see the background report on local government financial autonomy as put together by Uche Onyeji.
Being the third tier of government that is domesticated at the grassroots level, outside the state and federal governments, local governments are established to ensure effective governance at the local level. Local autonomy can be defined as the extent to which local governments have discretion in carrying out their obligations. Now the Supreme Court has granted autonomy to local government chairmen. What then is expected of them?
Well, I expect equity in the local government autonomy, so that every citizen should benefit from it. Every citizen should benefit one by one.
Since they will be operating on their own, I believe that whatever thing they are generating as income for the environment or the local government should be used judiciously to develop the community.
Well, my view and my expectation for the local government chairman should be development in the rural area. The power has been shifted from the state government to the rural area, and we expect that some of these rural areas are more like underdeveloped. There are no good roads, there are no good water, there are no good proper electricity.
Before the giving of this local government autonomy, many local government chairmen have been relying on the state governor for anything development, and we the masses do not hold them accountable because we feel that their money is being subletted to the state government. And now that they are giving them that autonomy, we expect to see a grassroots development.
What I expect them to do in our local government is to, one, provide primary health care for the people. As you know, the local government, they are closer to the people. The local government chairmen are closer to the grassroots, just like we usually call them. So there are some expectations which they are supposed to meet. Before now, they've been clamoring for autonomy all the time, trying to get this autonomy. from the federal government, getting allocation directly from the federal government. They don't want it to pass through state again. Now they've been granted the autonomy. There are much to be done in the local government area.
Local government autonomy is the freedom given to them to exercise authority within the confines of the law or constitution, which enable them to discharge assigned responsibilities satisfactorily without undue interference from within or higher authority. Respondents are of the view that now that autonomy has been given to the local government, it will bring meaningful development.
All right, that was our background put together by Uche Onyiji. Uche, thank you so much for that detailed report. Okay, so sir, we heard the background. That means that our expectations are really very high. But I will start with you, Dr. Lucky. Do you think that we are ripe for this judgment? Do you think we are ripe for the local government autonomy?
Thank you. I would never say that there has been a time would never be ripe or ripe for anything in Nigeria.
Okay.
First, the Constitution of the Federation, the one we operate right now, the 1999 Constitution, foresaw the local government. We are operating a federal system of government, and the local government is the third tier of government after the federal, the state, and then you see the local government. So with that, we can't say we are not ripe for this, because it's foresaw in the 1999 Constitution. The local government is clearly specified there.
Okay.
So obviously, we are ripe for this.
Okay. So before I come back to being ripe, and then we'll start looking at the benefits, let me talk to Chief, who is the vice chairman of Labour Party, and Labour Party we know is not the ruling party in Delta State. So let me get your take on local government autonomy. Do you think we are going to get all the benefits for this financial autonomy, seeing that it is still the state's electoral body that does the local government? Personally, I think it's a right step in the right direction, because if you are still operating a joint account, whether you are from the opposition or you had a free and fair election, the governor can as well still hold on to your funding.
They will still get what they want, because the issue is, if I know that if I go for election on my own, I will not win.
Okay.
And you now brought me and fixed me there, because I want to, that there's this syndrome of second term. Second term. So definitely I will want to go for second term. So I will make sure I listen to you. I will make sure I do all you want. Because the issue is, let me tell you, one thing about our system entirely is that why our politicians don't do well is godfatherism.
Let me bring in Doctor at this point. Doctor, this is new now. It was just passed a few days ago. Do you think that the local government chairman understands the power that they've been given?
You see, it's a process. It's a process. I understand what the chairman is saying, but you see, autonomy is a process. Yes, the word is granted financial autonomy, because that's what the Supreme Court ruled on. Financial autonomy.
Yes, so it's not full autonomy yet.
Well, what would they say? Because when you say somebody has autonomy, let me put it this way. It's like in Nigeria, when somebody gets to the age of 18, we say that person is an adult. An adult is supposed to be responsible for himself and for everything around him. But we know very well that when an adult does not have a means of livelihood, he would have to still depend on the parents for sustainability. And he that blows the piper dictates the tone. So I quite understand. But the Supreme Court ruling is a step in the right direction. Yes, I agree. It's a step in the right direction. We're going to get it right. Now, it's left for the government of Nigeria to put mechanism in place to ensure that there is full autonomy for the local government. It's not a matter of just divulging financial powers to the local government. You still have to look at the process by which this chairman or councillor coming into office. Now, if you take that, before now, we have this joint account between the state and the local government, where the state government controls everything. Probably you really don't know what the local government gets. And if we are taking that away, we still have to look at who put them there. So my suggestion would be, not even a suggestion, it's something that Nigeria should do. It's something that everyone should clamor for. That the process of electing local government chairmen should be removed from the state and vested with the National Electoral Body.
I think the government is already looking at that, because just a few days ago, the Senate sat and they were talking about constituting a local government independent electoral body. For me, the question is now, can't INEC do the thing? Why duplicate functions? Should we now have a body that is solely to conduct local government elections, and then we now have another one that is conducting for the federal and the state? Don't you think the governors will still be able to hijack that one?
We have a lot of problems in Nigeria, and this issue of duplication, you duplicate almost everything in Nigeria. What are you duplicating? Let the independent National Electoral Commission conduct the local government election at the same time they are conducting that of the presidency, that of the federal level, let me not say presidency alone, the state level, and the local government level. Let everyone has this or a 4 years term.
Okay, I was coming to the term, because if you say they should do it at the same time, remember the local government is 3 years.
We can change all of this by constitutional amendment. But if you look at the constitution, it says that the state government is supposed to be responsible for conducting this election, for the local government. Now we're saying that, look, if the local government will be truly autonomous, then things have to change. The constitution is not static. We began by saying that we, the people of the Federal Republic of what? Nigeria. We agree. So if we, the people, agree, we can also say, okay, we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, now say, let us do it this way.
Okay, all right. Let me give you time to breathe down. Let me move over to the politician here now, who is Chief Tony Ezeagu. Sir, if INEC begins to conduct local government elections, and if this new body which they are trying to come up with, which is the local government independent commission comes on board, which would you prefer?
Well, they are talking about downsizing the ones we have already. You are creating a new one. I don't think that is necessary. As far as I'm concerned, they give it to INEC, leave it at 3 years. INEC go ahead, conduct that of the National Assembly, State Assembly, the Presidency, Governor, and they leave it at that. Maybe after 6 months again, they now conduct that of the local government. I know that in this country, at about 1997, it was INEC that conducts local government elections, not state. Not state. So definitely, they can still do it. There is no point duplicating it, going to bring people again, creating more problems. Tomorrow again, you hear that those people, they are on strike. They were not paid. Allowances were not paid. No, leave it with INEC and let the thing be done.
But I see a small challenge here, because if you say that they should leave it at 3 years, and then INEC conducts for president, for the federal level and at the state level, and already you have a sitting governor, do you think INEC will have the power to conduct free, fair, and credible at the local government elections when it's just, let's say, 6 months, 8 months, 1 year after there is a sitting governor? Don't you think the sitting governor can influence the process?
In this country, a sitting governor has been defeated. In this country, a sitting governor has been defeated so many times. So I don't think that shouldn't be an issue. The issue now is that the governor does not have hold of it. He can manipulate quite sure, but not much. Okay. He cannot have it in its entirety. Because what we are seeing now is where they conduct election. You see, this local government election is a grassroots thing.
So let me ask Doctor his last question for this segment. Dr. Sir, do you think that the local government leaders can be held accountable for the actions now that they have been given financial autonomy? I'm sure with this autonomy we would now know their allocations as it comes. It will be on public domain, because during the joint account system, it's not, the allocation is shredded in mystery. But now that it will be coming straight from federal, maybe we would know how much they get per month. Do you think now the masses can hold them accountable? Very quickly, sir.
If you say very quickly, I will actually have a lot of things to say. Like, if I begin from where the chairman stopped, I think we should be looking at strengthening our electoral system, instead of duplicating and all of that. But now, if you come to this, I want to say that, look, the allocation to the local government have never been shrouded in mystery anyway. No. It has always been known. It's 20.6% of the total money of the federation.
So why?
But I think where you are talking of misery or shrouded in misery is the fact of between the state government and the local government. Not that the allocation is not known. But here again is the issue. When you talk of issue of accountability, accountability is a big word. It means that all stakeholders would have to play a role to ensure that somebody is accountable to the society. And that includes the media houses, the trade union or whatever, the people themselves. Now I ask a big question here. The same Nigerian citizens are the ones that are still at the local government level. Now I may be tempted to ask here, have we held our federal government and the state government accountable to the huge funds that are committed to their hands? Or is it because the local government autonomy has been granted, though suddenly Nigerians have been changed?
Okay, that's a question we may likely take you up on another time, because time is fast spent. So, sir, thank you so much. I think that as your last word, are we holding our leaders at the federal and state level accountable? Okay, so you're not expecting any difference. So, Chairman, sir, your last word, very briefly, in 30 seconds, not 60.
Well, as far as we are concerned, there is no big deal, but we pray that the local government chairmen will now go to really spend this money judiciously. Now local governments can tar roads, they can pay teachers, do everything freely because they have their finances now. But anyone who decides on his own to allow his governor to carry the money, that is his problem. It shouldn't be the federal government's problem any longer, but his own problem.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the program. Thank you, my doctor. Hope when we call you again, you would avail us the benefit of your presence.
Obviously.
Thank you so much. Okay, the program is not ending. We're only going to take a breather to calm down and look at another aspect of this local government financial autonomy. Remember, you can join us on our social media handles, NTA Asaba Live on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, the discussion continues. Welcome back. The program is still Saturday Show Live, and we are looking at the local government autonomy, or you can say financial autonomy, as given in the judgment from the Supreme Court. All right, now I am being joined by two wonderful gentlemen. Yes, don't worry, I'm blessed amongst men this morning. I have with me on my right Engineer Chinedu Kebodi. 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 I was correct, you see.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Oh. He's a senior lecturer with the Delta State Polytechnic of Gwashuku. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, and on my left is a popular face. He has been on the show severally before. I have with me the lead activist of Young Nigerian Rights Organization, Comrade Victor O.J., popularly known as One Box.
Good morning, viewers. It feels good to be here.
Wonderful. At least now you're smiling. Now you're smiling. Okay, gentlemen, before we went on that break, I was talking with our men, and we were looking at the local government autonomy, and we're able to estray some of the benefits. So now let's look at the cons and maybe our own expectations as human beings. Let me start with you, sir,
yeah.
Engineer. When they were operating joint account, they were getting 26.6 or so from the monthly allocation given to the state.
Yes.
And we still complained that we're not seeing anything they're using it for.
Okay.
Now, federal government is saying that they will get their allocations directly. But what they didn't say is how much it will be, or how many percent it will now be. Do you think it will increase? Let's even start on a lighter note. Do you think it will increase from what they've been getting before?
You see, when you talk about autonomy, first of all, did the local government chairman, do they know the meaning of that autonomy?
No, we'll get to that.
That is one of the nitty of being a leader. We need a visionary leaders that can have foresight. Not the money itself.
Okay.
I remember when I was in one of these where I worked before, I was paid 35,000 naira. I use it judiciously.
Okay.
It depends on how you manage your resources.
Okay.
Because most of times you see that these chairmen, what they do is to do their personal thing, not the masses' demands. Nigerians are very, very easy to maintain.
Okay.
Amenities.
All right.
Basic things. Like the increment of it can easily be overblown by saying, okay, they have been given so percentage. What do you do with it?
Yeah.
That's where you have a visionary leaders. Engagement. Who and who? How do you manage those resources?
Okay.
How do you key into people's demand? That is the game to be played.
Okay,
well,
so
increasing it is a welcome development. Yes, yeah.
All right. So for you, it is not about the percentage; it's about the usage.
Yes,
okay. So One Box, let me come to you as an activist. You read about the judgment. Probably you watched it or you read about it. Are there other clauses? You know, some things about judgment is you now have some clauses. One of such clause with this judgment is that a sitting governor can no longer remove an elected chairman, local government chairman, and a caretaker committee is now illegal. One Box, do you think that our local government chairman, these newly elected ones who will be starting their tenure with this financial autonomy, do you think they'll fully grasp the level of power they've been given? And do you think, or don't you think, they would abuse the power? Because if the value of a thing is not known, then abuse is inevitable. Do you think we'll have issues with abuse of power in Delta State?
Of course, they are going to abuse it because, like the previous guest rightly said, if someone installs you he has total control of whatever. In fact, you have loyalty to
Okay.
the person in question. So definitely there's going to be abuse of these local government power
yeah.
of financial autonomy, because forget about the Jack account. Definitely they are still going to be.
So are you saying they will be remitting the money, or as soon as they collect it, they will now hand it back to the governor?
I will not, because you know it's not about the governor. It's not only the governor that puts them there.
Okay.
Every party have other leaders.
Okay.
You understand? There are leaders in each local government.
Okay.
You understand that are loyal to the governor, while the local government chairman are loyal to those leaders and the local and the governor.
Okay.
So definitely there is going to be abuse, but
Right.
what we should be looking at now is accountability. Because right now the masses are now closer to the local government chairman.
So now no
the masses
excuse
can
again.
now hold them accountable. No more excuse. Calling governor
They've not
say,
given us.
governor say. So now it is now you. And the masses knows your house. The masses knows your mommy's house. They know your cousins. They know where to get to you. But the problem we are having in Nigeria is that we have socio-economic issues of hunger. Like that's why you see that most governors, most leaders, they don't want the people to be free from hunger. Because if you recall, there's what we call Stockholm syndrome.
Okay.
The Italian military leader way back in the 40s, he gave an example to his generals. He brought a chicken. He removed the feathers of the chicken. He left the chicken. The chicken was bleeding and crying, you know. So he brought out corn, started throwing it for the cock. The cock started eating. Came back to him. So he now told them that this is how you treat the people. And that is where we got ourselves in Nigeria.
Okay.
So even if you yourself want accountability, you will still see this set of leaders who will still pay your people that are expected to work with you. The same masses that are supposed to join you to hold them accountable, they will now play what we call divide and rule. Like it's happening, things fall apart. So, like you rightly said, they are still going to be loyal to the governors.
Okay.
But what they don't know yet is that this idea, this ideology is a baby of President Tinubu. And of course, the Attorney General of the country is going to hold people accountable. People are going to start going to jail.
That's where I'm coming to. Because
Take notes. Take notes.
One bus, hold it right there.
I'm coming. Let me conclude.
Yes.
Take note that the NFIU, the Nigerian Financial
because I was
Intelligence Unit,
yes,
they are, in fact, they reach out to me. Let me just, I'm an investigative
yes,
journalist.
of course.
They reach out to me that they are going to start surveillance on how these funds are dispersed.
So you are telling them a secret now?
No, the truth is, yes, I have to let them know because I'm from Delta State.
So that we don't have our leaders taken away.
You see, Tinubu, one thing people don't, the media failed to present Tinubu.
Okay.
Because you see, this is a man, Tinubu is a great man that people don't, Tinubu was at the forefront of democracy.
Okay.
Tinubu is a man that fought for this local government autonomy right from time he started it. Tinubu won land matters. He won fiscal planning.
Okay.
He won a lot of cases in court using when Osibanjo was his attorney general.
Okay.
Tinubu has done a lot for this country in terms of policy.
Okay.
But the media failed him. They're always talking about is this, is that. They're always talking about more of the negative side. So this local government autonomy is an ideology driven by President Tinubu, who of course has mentors as Awolowo and Bola Ige.
But this okay. Hold it. I will come back to you. Let's continue from his line of thought. But I think that there was a time in this country where these local governments were getting their allocations directly.
That was it.
Do you? Okay, no, one bus. I'm coming.
Okay.
Do you think there will be a difference from what it was, what happened before, that they now had to introduce a joint account system? Don't you think we're going to go back to what it is?
Like of Delta State, the governor rightly said that the money itself is already in their coffer.
Okay, maybe for last month.
For last month, I don't know of it because he mentioned it in the media that, and I know that as a person, he can never temper it.
Yeah.
Reason I'm not a partisan, but what I'm saying here is that genuinity of leadership, because he himself have said that he can never touch anything that belongs to local government. He said it in the media, of which everybody is aware of it. And as a person, he is the person that left some of so amount when he was a speaker of Delta State. I believe for Delta State, the case is obviously.
So you are saying Delta State has a prudent government.
There's another one. Should be a visionary leaders. Cultural ethics that look into people's demand and start working through that. That means to achieve their goal. Because take on time. Listen.
Very quickly as we round up the segment, One Box, you are an activist and you're also an investigative journalist. As a people, how do we hold these local government leaders accountable, knowing now that they are getting their allocations directly? How do we hold them accountable? What are the things we can do as a people to ensure that the monies are not given back to the parties or the leaders as you are claiming? How do we hold them accountable? Very quickly.
It's a shared responsibility.
Yes.
Between the people and those officials at the local government level. For instance, myself as a journalist, on Facebook, some persons do contact me with fake accounts. And they give me documents and give me information. So people will start knowing now that once they know that investigative journalists are out there that are ready to use any information given to them, and they are going to ensure that justice is done for the people, they will reach out. People will start reaching out. At the moment that these local government chairmen are conscious of investigative journalists watching them as watchdogs, everybody is going to be very, very careful.
The dance crew was next, leaving many speechless and others begging for more.
I'm enjoying myself, okay, calm down.
No, if they really want to cast comprehensive form, they should come out here to hang out. Like tomorrow, we are having another artist, mixed artists, including Michael and other people.
Today is the entertainment jamboree and we are having fun. Entertainment is about fun, so we are all here to have fun. It's about dancing, the singing, the music, the comedy. So let's expect more of it today and tomorrow.
The situation of things in the country, one needs to actually relax and chill off sometimes. So it's that I'm here to enjoy myself.
Night 2 was more intense as artist after artist, ranging from comedians to singers and dancers, all hit the stage with just one thing in mind, which is to entertain everyone present. In all, it was 2 nights of intense entertainment jamboree, which heightened the hunger for the next edition. Leisure Castle, a home of luxurious comfort, is poised to not only cater for your hospitality needs, but also for your overall entertainment. Pay a visit today. That was our entertainment segment, and okay, thank you very much. Okay, as we say our goodbyes, thank you, gentlemen, for giving us your time today. And thank you to my wonderful viewers for spending your Saturday morning with me on the program. Remember, you can catch the full episode on our social media platforms, NTA Asaba Live on Facebook and on YouTube. As you go on today, remember that together we can hold our leaders accountable. How do we do it? It's if you see something, simply say something. Till I see you again, or till we come your way next week with another exciting episode. Be good always. I'm still your girl, Isioma Joseph Osuji. Goodbye and God bless Nigeria.